No, I'm not going to walk away and plunge the country into chaos. We were elected to deal with these challenges, and that's what we will do.
Because we are the only serious alternative to Labour.
There'll be a rebellion. Personally, I'd be very sad to see the Prime Minister go. I would be very, very sad indeed.
I personally think he hasn't delivered the change that Labour promised, and therefore he should get out of the way.
This is a historic victory. This is the first time the Green Party have ever won a directly elected mayor.
As votes continue to be counted across England, Scotland and Wales, the political landscape is already shifting dramatically. Reform UK is making major gains. Labour is facing losses in key heartlands, and the Conservatives are under pressure across several councils. In this video, we're bringing you the latest reactions and statements from party leaders as the results come in.
Let me be clear, these are really tough results. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. And we have lost brilliant Labour representatives, people who put so much into their communities, so much into our party and our movement. And the voters have sent a message about the pace of change, how they want their lives improved. I was elected to meet those challenges, and I'm not going to walk away from those challenges and plunge the country into chaos.
Yeah, they've sent a message that they want to change you.
Well, they've sent a message that the change that we promised isn't being delivered in a way they can feel, and also, frankly, they're fed up with years of the status quo. But we were elected to deal with those challenges, and I'm not going to walk away from that and to plunge the country into chaos. Look, I think it's absolutely clear that the electorate are fed up with the fact that their lives aren't changing quickly enough. And this has been going on for a very, very long time. I think that we were right to emphasise to the country the difficult inheritance we've had, the challenges we face, but we haven't done enough to convince people that things can improve, their lives can get better, the hope. And I'm not going to walk away from that challenge. We made a number of calls which were the right calls in terms of stabilising the economy, investing in our public services and not getting dragged into the Iran war. But we also made unnecessary mistakes. And my job now is to set out the steps that we will take to bring about the change that people want and deserve.
I want to thank all of the activists, supporters, candidates and councillors up and down the country who have been working so hard during this local election campaign. Thank you for everything that you have done. Thank you, Westminster. Thank you. Thank you, Paul, for your leadership. What did we say? We said Conservatives are coming back, and here we are. Just look at some of the great results that we have had up and down. Look at Harlow. People said that Reform was going to take all 11 seats in Harlow. How many did they get? No. 0. How many did we get? 11. We have done brilliantly in Westminster. We have taken back Wandsworth. People said no one even expected anything to happen in Wandsworth. Wandsworth is now under Conservative control. You look at... Just look at Fareham. Look at Fareham, where Reform said that they were going to be marching through. Conservative hold. We were told that we were going to be wiped out in Bexley. What's happened in Bexley? Conservative hold. And it's better than a Conservative hold. Our councillors there have actually increased their majorities. The Conservatives are coming back. I promised to renew this party. I said that we were going to rebuild after our worst defeat ever, and we can see those signs of renewal everywhere that we are standing. But I do want to say to those candidates and councillors who stood and who did not win, I am sorry. I wish you were celebrating with us this morning, but I want you to know that this is the beginning. This is not the end. Conservatives are coming back. We are coming back, and we're going to win those seats again. Thank you for everything that you did. Thank you. And I want you to know that we're going to be moving forwards because we are the only serious alternative to Labour. The Labour Party is getting kicked out. People do not like the offer that they have. People voted for change and they got change for the worse with Labour. But we have to show that we are the only party that has a strong, united team. We are the only party that actually has a plan to get Britain working. We are the only party who does any work. We're the only ones who do any work. Reform, talk, a good game, but actually all the places that voted for reform last time are kicking reform out. People who experience reform don't like it, and we know that that's going to happen again this year, but we need people to know that hope is coming. The Conservatives have to come back because, my goodness, this country needs us. We are coming back to fight for our high streets. We are coming back to fight for hard-working people. We are coming back to fight for businesses. We are coming back to fight for veterans, for parents, for farmers. We're coming back to stamp out anti-Semitic hatred on our streets. We are coming back to deliver a stronger economy. We're coming back to deliver a stronger country. And we are coming back to get Britain working again. Thank you, everybody.
Good morning, everybody. I am delighted to be here in the sunshine outside Havering Town Hall, which I can now say is under new management. And and it's significant. It's our first win of a borough in London. And that in some ways goes against the trend, because the pattern that's emerging over the country is that Labour are being wiped out by reform in many of their most traditional areas. And what you're going to see later on today is the Conservative Party being wiped out in their heartlands like Essex. So London goes a bit against the trend in that the Conservatives and Labour have held up in some of the other boroughs. But I think overall what's happened is a truly historic shift in British politics. We've been so used to thinking about politics in terms of left and right, and yet what Reform are able to do is to win in areas that have always been Conservative, but equally we're proving in a big way we can win in areas that Labour have dominated, frankly, since the end of World War I. At the moment, we're winning 1 in 3 of all the seats that are up, but I genuinely think the best is yet to come. I'm very excited about the North East results, the Yorkshire results, some more to come in the West Midlands. Essex, we're feeling supremely confident, and that's significant given that half the Cheddar Cabinet have seats in Essex. So it's a big, big day. It's a big, big day, not just for our party, but for a complete reshaping of British politics in every way. And it all goes to show that over the course of the last 2 years, since we made that breakthrough in the general election, we have professionalised the party. We've done it at a very, very rapid rate. I'm thrilled and delighted and happy to take any questions. I suspect when you see the full results in the Red Wall, there'll be a rebellion. Personally, I'd be very sad to see the Prime Minister go. I would be very, very sad indeed. He's the greatest asset we've got. My message is, I know there are lots of people out there who think, well, it's still all a bit new. You know, is it really here to stay? Can they really do it? Can they really win? And my answer to them is, we did it last year, we've done it again this year, and we will go on doing it between now and the next general election. And we are the opposition in British politics. The current makeup of Parliament, with the Conservatives as opposition, reflects where we were in 2024. It does not reflect where we are now. If you want a party that's going to stand up to the way that private business is being attacked, to the way that those who get up in the morning and go to work feel they're paying more and more money, getting less and less in their pocket, and subsidising many who choose not to work as an option, then we are your choice. And that's the reshaping of politics. It's not about left and right, but increasingly it's about whether you go to work or not. And I've had that all over the country. The one other thing I would say, going around, and I've been 9 weeks on the road, non-stop, 6 days a week, you know, as far north as the Shetland Islands. One thing that consistently I get in the street from people, especially from women actually, is please save us. Please save us. a sense that society is in rapid decline, law and order, antisocial behaviour, shoplifting, whatever it is, please save us. There is a feeling out there that all the values that have mattered to people their whole lives, the kind of country they want their kids and grandkids to live in, is very, very severely under threat.
It's a fantastic result here in Portsmouth. The Reform threw everything at it, but we won. We've taken control of this council, and we've shown across the country that it's the Liberal Democrats who can hold off and beat Reform. We took control of Stockport, even though Reform tried there. They tried in Sutton, and we had fantastic results. So we're really, really proud of what we've done in Portsmouth and across the country.
And building on that, Lib Dems are now the biggest on Hampshire County Council. What do you make of that?
Yeah, on Hampshire was great results. The Tories have lost control for the first time for many years, and that builds on our great results of the general election less than 2 years ago when we took control and won seats across the county. We think we can build on that, but we also want to say to the Labour government that their local government reorganisation is wrong. Here in Portsmouth, the message is hands off Portsmouth, and I think that the way the Labour government's gone about changing local government here is completely wrong.
And your reactions more generally across the south and the southeast, how the Lib Dems have done?
Well, we're on for a historic gains. This would be a record 8th year of consecutive gains in local elections for the Liberal Democrats. That's never been done before, and we've still got great results to come in places like Surrey and Sussex and Huntingdonshire. So yeah, we're feeling very bullish tonight.
And how do you think about how Reform have done?
Well, there is a sense in the whole country that Labour and the Conservatives have let the country down, and people are looking for change. Now, sometimes they go for change which I think is from extreme populist parties like Reform and Green, but their message of change is quite destructive. It's burn it all down change. I think Liberal Democrats offer a different change, which is a build-up change that's more in tune with British values of decency, tolerance, respect for individual freedom and the rule of law. And I think I'm really proud of that message of change that we have, and only the Liberal Democrats can do that. We're the only non-populist party that can offer change. We're the only non-extremist party that can offer the change that people want.
And what's your message to the Conservatives?
Get out of the way. You have failed as a party. You've failed in government nationally. You've failed in local government across the country. And it's the Liberal Democrats who can take forward the change that people want. Change in our economy, building back our relationship with Europe so our economy grows and we deal with the costs of living. Making sure we can change our health service by investing in family care and social care so we can rescue our NHS, which the Tories did so much damage to, and also building up our defence. Here in Portsmouth, we have a proud history of the British Navy. I know Donald Trump, Nigel Farage's friend, insulted our Navy, but Liberal Democrats won't get behind our Navy and our Air Force and our Army. And we want to invest in defence of our country, which the Conservatives failed to do.
Do you believe Keir Starmer should resign?
That's up to the Labour Party, but I personally think he hasn't delivered the change that Labour promised, and therefore he should get out of the way. The Labour have been very disappointing. They were going to change away from the Conservatives, but have failed. The economy was going to grow. It hasn't. We were going to build back properly with Europe. They haven't. They've put up taxes on ordinary people and families. Cost of living has gone through the roof. So I'm afraid Labour has failed the country and let them down badly.
This is a historic victory. This is the first time the Green Party have ever won a directly elected mayor. And two-party politics is not just dying, it is dead and it is buried. And actually, whether it's here that Labour have been rejected or whether we're seeing around the country, it's very clear that the new politics is the Green Party versus Reform. I said that the Green Party were going to replace Labour. That's exactly what we did in Gorton and Denton. It's what we've done in Hackney, and we're seeing that right across the country. In fact, in almost all of our seats, right across the country, whether they're target or non-target, the Green Party vote share is rising.
It's a good result for you here. Labour haven't done quite as disastrously so far as many were expecting. Does that mean that you're not quite as popular as you thought?
I think the Labour Party have done a good job of expectation management, and actually the fact they've had a terrible result rather than an existentially bad result, I don't think is particularly good for them. But I'm not interested in just criticising the government. What Zoe has done in Hackney, and we're seeing right across the country, is the Green Party are offering a tangible plan for change, alongside hope. That's such a powerful combination. And what I see all across the country are people saying they're feeling hopeful for politics for the first time. Some people, yes, were disillusioned with Labour and are now voting for the Green Party, but lots of people are voting for the Green Party for the very first time who didn't vote before, and that's really exciting.
In many places, your biggest contribution might be splitting the progressive vote, paving the way for reform. Are you comfortable with that?
I would reject the idea that the Labour Party are a progressive vote. The Labour Party, since they got into office, have continued austerity. They tried to cut disability benefits. We had more children going into poverty for far too long. They brought Peter Mandelson into the heart of government, and we've seen an ongoing genocide in Gaza. So the idea that this Labour government offers any kind of progressive politics, I think, is for the birds. And actually, anyone who's on the left in politics, progressive, or even just wants a politics of common sense, where we're redistributing power and wealth away from multimillionaires and billionaires and putting it back into our communities, that's a vote for the Green Party. And what I'd say to anyone is we need your help, and today is a brilliant day to join the Green Party.